Ladies and gentlemen, when we think about relationships, we often picture hand-holding walks, shared meals, and the everyday moments that knit two people together. But what happens when the person you love is? Trust is the cornerstone of any relationship, and this is magnified tenfold in a long-distance relationship. When two people are physically separated, they lack the ability to rely on daily interactions and shared routine to reassure them of their bond. In such a scenario, trust becomes not just an important element, it becomes the glue that holds everything together. Without it, doubts creep in, miscommunication takes root, and the emotional connection begins to fray. At its core, trust in a long-distance relationship is about believing in your partner's integrity, intentions, and commitment, even when you cannot see them. This belief doesn't happen by accident. It is nurtured through consistent actions, open communication, and mutual respect. Both individuals must recognize that trust is built in small moments, honest conversations, kept promises, and demonstrating reliability over time. It's not a grand gesture, but a series of choices that reinforce the bond daily. One of the challenges of long-distance relationships is that physical distance often magnifies insecurities. In the absence of regular face-to-face interaction, our minds can create stories about what's happening on the other side. Why didn't they answer my call? What if they're losing interest? These questions are natural but can spiral into distrust if not addressed. This is where transparency becomes critical. Sharing your day-to-day experiences, no matter how mundane, can provide a sense of closeness and assurance. It helps your partner feel included in your life, reducing the fertile ground for misunderstandings. Another critical component of trust is managing expectations. In any relationship, but especially one separated by distance, unspoken assumptions can lead to disappointment and resentment. It's essential to have clear conversations about boundaries, communication frequency, and long-term goals. When both partners are on the same page, there's less room for doubt and more room for the relationship to flourish. For example, if one person expects daily calls but the other prefers weekly check-ins, misalignment can lead to unnecessary friction. Setting expectations early and revisiting them as circumstances change ensures that both partners feel heard and respected. Trust also thrives on mutual effort. A long-distance relationship is a partnership, and both individuals must put in the work to maintain the connection. This means being proactive, scheduling regular video calls, sending thoughtful messages, or surprising each other with small gestures of love. Effort signals care, and care reinforces trust. When one person consistently shows up for the other, it becomes easier to believe in the strength of the relationship. Finally, trust requires forgiveness. Mistakes will happen, missed calls, misinterpreted texts, or moments of doubt. What matters is how you address these moments. A willingness to apologize, clarify intentions, and move forward demonstrates a level of emotional maturity that strengthens trust over time. Trust in a long-distance relationship is not something that can be taken for granted. It's a living, breathing entity that requires care, attention, and intention. While it may be more challenging to cultivate from a distance, when nurtured, it creates a bond resilient enough to withstand the miles. In a long-distance relationship, communication becomes the heartbeat of the connection. Unlike relationships where proximity allows for unspoken moments of understanding or the comfort of physical presence, long-distance relationships rely almost entirely on words and gestures exchanged across miles. This makes communication not just a tool, but the lifeline that sustains the bond between two people. Effective communication in this context is not about quantity, it's about quality. It's tempting to think that more frequent conversations will bring you closer, but the truth lies in the depth and authenticity of those interactions. A brief but heartfelt message, a meaningful conversation, or sharing something personal can have a far greater impact than hours of superficial talk. What matters most is that every exchange reinforces the emotional connection and reminds each person of their importance in the other's life. One of the biggest hurdles in long-distance communication is the potential for misinterpretation. Text can lack tone, and time zones can create delays that lead to misunderstandings. This is why clarity and patience are essential. Choosing the right medium for communication also plays a significant role. Video calls, for example, allow you to see each other's facial expressions and hear the tone of voice, which helps convey emotions more effectively. Meanwhile, texts or voice notes can be great for quick updates or when schedules don't align. Striking a balance between these mediums ensures that communication remains dynamic and engaging. Consistency is another key to keeping communication alive. While spontaneity has its charm, long-distance relationships often benefit from structured communication. Setting aside specific times for calls or check-ins creates a rhythm that both partners can rely on. It provides a sense of stability and shows that the relationship is a priority despite busy schedules. However, it's important to be flexible as well. Life happens, and occasional changes should be met with understanding rather than frustration. Beyond the logistics, meaningful communication also involves vulnerability. Sharing your thoughts, fears, and dreams fosters intimacy that bridges the physical gaps. When you open up about your struggles or aspirations, you invite your partner into your inner world, allowing them to feel closer to you. At the same time, being an active listener and showing genuine interest in your partner's experiences is equally important. This exchange of emotions and thoughts creates a sense of mutual support and connection. One often overlooked aspect of long-distance communication is creativity. Routine conversations can sometimes feel monotonous, so finding ways to surprise and delight each other can make a big difference. Sending handwritten letters, sharing a playlist, or even watching a movie together online can add variety and excitement to your interactions. These small but thoughtful gestures demonstrate effort and keep the relationship vibrant. Ultimately, communication in a long-distance relationship is about bridging the emotional and mental space between two people. It requires intentionality, effort, and a willingness to adapt. While the miles may separate you physically, consistent and meaningful communication ensures that your hearts remain closely connected. Shared goals are the compass of any successful relationship, but in a long-distance relationship, they take on an even greater significance. When physical presence isn't possible, having a unified vision for the future becomes the anchor that keeps both partners aligned, focused, and motivated. These goals act as a reminder of why you're enduring the challenges of distance and provide a sense of purpose that strengthens the bond. Setting shared goals starts with open and honest conversations about the future. It's important to discuss not only where you see the relationship going, but also what you both want individually and as a couple. This could include short-term goals like planning your next visit, or long-term aspirations such as deciding when and where you'll eventually live together. These conversations require vulnerability and a willingness to explore the deeper aspects of your relationship, ensuring that both partners feel heard and valued. One of the benefits of shared goals is that they provide clarity and direction. In a long-distance relationship, it's easy to feel adrift without a tangible plan. When both partners have a clear understanding of where they're headed, it becomes easier to navigate the uncertainties and challenges that arise. For instance, knowing that you're working toward a specific timeline for closing the distance can help you stay patient and focused even during difficult moments. It transforms the relationship from a series of day-to-day interactions into a meaningful journey with a defined destination. Shared goals also foster a sense of teamwork and partnership. In a long-distance relationship, it can sometimes feel like you're living separate lives connected only by conversations and occasional visits. However, when you're actively working towards something together, it creates a shared sense of accomplishment. Whether it's saving money for travel, completing a project that benefits your future together, or supporting each other's personal growth, these efforts reinforce the idea that you're a team working side by side despite the physical distance. To make shared goals effective, they need to be realistic and adaptable. Long-distance relationships are often influenced by external factors such as work schedules, finances, or family obligations. Flexibility is key. Being willing to adjust your goals as circumstances change demonstrates commitment and resilience. It also ensures that both partners remain aligned, avoiding frustration or disappointment if things don't go exactly as planned. Communication plays a crucial role in maintaining shared goals. Regularly checking in on your progress and discussing any challenges keeps both partners engaged and accountable. It's also an opportunity to celebrate milestones, no matter how small. Every step forward, whether it's booking a ticket, achieving a career milestone, or simply making it through another month of distance, deserves recognition. These celebrations fuel motivation and remind you of the strength of your connection. Shared goals in a long-distance relationship are more than just plans for the future. They're a testament to the commitment and the dedication between two people. They provide a sense of unity and purpose, transforming the distance from an obstacle into a stepping stone toward a fulfilling and lasting partnership.